The legend of the crystal of kindness. Long, long ago, in the green valleys of India, where rivers sang through the forests and mountains touched the clouds, there lived two magical serpents, a shape-shifting serpent king named Arav, and a shape-shifting serpent queen named Mira. They were no ordinary snakes. They were guardians of a shining crystal stone, called the mani, a glowing gem of pure light that held the power to heal, protect, and bring peace to all living beings. By day, Arav and Mira lived in their serpent forms, coiled beneath the sacred serpent pool, a hidden spring deep within the forest. But when the moon rose high and silver light danced on the water, they could take human form. Arav became a tall young man with golden eyes, and Mira became a graceful maiden, with hair that shimmered like moonlight. The mani glowed brightest when they were together, for its magic fed on their love, trust, and goodness. The forest where they lived was filled with happy animals, deer, parrots, rabbits, and even peacocks who loved to dance to Mira's gentle songs. The rivers sparkled with purity, and no harm ever came to the creatures there, for everyone knew that the shape-shifting serpent guardians protected them. Arav was brave and strong, but his heart was humble. Mira was gentle and wise. They never used their magic to harm anyone, only to help. If a bird's wing was broken, Mira would touch it with the mani, and the bird would fly again. The animals often said, "As long as Arav and Mira guard the mani, our forest will stay safe and bright." But one summer day, a greedy hunter named Vikram wandered into the forest. He had heard stories of a glowing jewel hidden deep within the woods, a gem that could grant endless power and riches. He thought to himself, "If I find this crystal, I will become the richest man in the world. I could rule over kings." So he followed strange footprints, heard the whispers of parrots, and finally reached the sacred serpent pool. There he saw the crystal glowing like a small sun beneath the water. Just as he reached out to grab it, Arav and Mira appeared in their serpent forms, their golden scales glistening. Their eyes glowed fiercely as Arav hissed, "This crystal is not for greed, it is meant for good." But Vikram laughed. "Everything in this world can be bought or taken. I fear no serpent." He threw a net of iron chains, enchanted by dark magic, trying to trap them. Arav's eyes flashed. He transformed into his human form and raised his hands. The forest winds howled as he called upon ancient serpent magic. Mira too stood beside him, her eyes calm but powerful. The mani floated between them, shining brighter and brighter until the whole forest glowed. Birds flew high, and animals fled to safety. "Vikram," Mira said softly, "you cannot steal goodness. The crystal will never belong to a selfish heart." But Vikram refused to listen. He rushed forward, trying to snatch the mani. The moment his hand touched it, a blinding light burst forth. The mani sensed his greed and began to hum like thunder. In a flash, the light surrounded Vikram, lifting him into the air. He shouted in fear, as his reflection turned into a small, harmless snake, stripped of all greed and memory. Arav and Mira bowed their heads. They did not wish to hurt him, but the mani itself protected its purity. The forest grew quiet again, and peace returned. Time passed. Arav and Mira continued to guard the mani. But one night, while looking at the stars, Mira said, "Beloved, what if one day we are gone? Who will protect the forest then?" Arav thought deeply and smiled. "Then we must share the mani's light with the world, so that kindness, not power, becomes its keeper." So they placed the mani at the top of a sacred mountain, where its light could shine across the land. Its glow became the morning sun, reminding everyone that goodness is the greatest power of all. Arav and Mira then returned to their serpent forms and vanished into the rivers of eternity, where, it is said, they still watch over those who live with kind and honest hearts. The moral of the story: true magic lies not in power, but in kindness. Greed can blind even the cleverest of people, but love and goodness light up the whole world, just like the crystal of Arav and Mira. If you like my story, please like, comment, and subscribe.